Good pause YouTube, 6-Foot Hacks here. Happy for you guys today, week 1 of the ICBA. Now, before you guys click off this video or skip right to the battle, I want you guys to answer me 2 questions in the comment section below. I really do appreciate every single one of your guys' feedback. So the feedback from these 2 questions from you guys will affect future uploads of the ICBA. So, would you like team building videos to be made separately from the actual battle, and would you like battles to be live narrated? If battles are preferred to be live narrated, then the team building videos are probably going to be separate from those, just because together that's going to be like an hour-long video, and I really don't want that. So if it's live that you guys want for the battles, then I'll just probably make them into 2 separate uploads. If you like post-narrated better, like this first week, then I can definitely continue to do these with the team builder like right before it. So yeah, would really appreciate if you guys can let me know what y'all prefer, and I really think that is all I have to say. Of course, guys, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below if you're excited for the Durham Druddigons to be in the ICBA. And if you may have missed my draft analysis video, link to that should be down in the description for you guys to go check out. So week 1, we are facing the Alabama Crimson Surf, I think is what his name is. His channel link and stuff will be down in the description. I think his name is like Robbie or something along those lines, but his channel link and stuff will be down in the description, guys. Make sure to go check him out. Also check out the ICBA YouTube, because it's going to be like power rankings on there and stuff like that. So yeah, rambled on for about 2 minutes now. Let's go ahead and get into what I decided to bring in this week. Now, not gonna lie, guys, for week 1, we have an absolutely terrible, just literally, this is just such a terrible week 1 matchup. Virizion alone just kind of dicks down my whole squad, basically. So Virizion is going to be a humongous problem, so definitely have to watch out for that. Starmie could be a huge issue as well, because I can't really safely switch into it. So gonna have to be careful around that. My Lodic is stupidly annoying for me to break, even though I do have Virizion, which most likely will be coming just because it does help against the Milotic. And also I have a pretty cool tech move on it that you guys are going to like, and that I'm hoping will come in handy. But I more or less expect them to want to bring these mons right here. The Virizion for sure, the Muck for sure, because it's got a good matchup, and Milotic has a good matchup. So these 3 mons, I'm like 90% sure he's going to want to bring. Also, shout out to my boy Harris also for helping me build. Tapu Koko is also really good in this game, so I definitely expect that to come. And then the last 2 mons could either be something like Dragonite Donphan, Chandelure or Starmie. I guess maybe Dragonite and Starmie, something along those lines, but more or less a combination of those mons are the final 2 I'm expecting him to bring. But these 4 mons I definitely think he's going to bring. Then, like I said, the last 2 mons are just a combination of whatever else he may want to bring. I don't expect him to bring double water, because I do have a Thunderous Therian and I do have a Virizion, so I'm not really too concerned about that. Donphan is his only Stealth Rocker along with Mesprit, so if he doesn't bring either one of those, oh, Steelix too, I guess, but if he doesn't bring any one of those 3, then he doesn't get up Stealth Rocks, which is going to be absolutely huge for me, because you better believe I'm going to get up my Stealth Rocks. So with all that being said, let's take a look at the first mon that we are bringing. We are going to be bringing up Square Up, the Puku Muku here, making his debut of the ICBA. Of course, if you guys follow the TBU, then you will know who Square Up is. Now, in this matchup, Square Up plays a pretty important role, because this is going to be one of my main ways to weaken the Virizion. Because if I switch it into a U-turn, he 2 KOs me with U-turn, which means I can switch it into 1 U-turn, get off Rocky Helmet, and hopefully Life Orb damage, and then I'll have Stealth Rocks up too. So that's going to be like 12 or like 16% I think from Rocky Helmet, then 10% from Life Orb, and then 12% from Stealth Rocks. So that's what? That's 22, that's like 38% HP that Virizion is losing right there. So that's going to be absolutely huge. And then on that second U-turn, I can sack this off and do inner out damage and take down the Virizion with me. So that's kind of one way that I'm going to be able to deal with it. This also is going to be able to freely substitute and baton pass in front of the face of the Milotic if I can Toxic, and that's going to be absolutely great. Also, not multi-scale, but Rocky Helmet is really good for Dragonite's multi-scale if he does want to bring Dragonite, which I could definitely see him bringing Dragonite just because it is pretty terrifying. But more or less, Pyukumuku is here to hopefully baton pass a sub and just weaken the Pheromosa and maybe break the multi-scale on the Dragonite with the Rocky Helmet and then inner doubt damage to something else. Originally this was going to be like Z move something, but it's not crucial for right now because I can save that for something else. The next mon we are bringing is going to be 5'11" Haxorus. The Haxorus here rocking an awesome Assault Vest set. The cool thing about Haxorus in this matchup is that with the Assault Vest, I can safely switch into Chandelure, and I can also switch into Starmie because I'm pretty sure he shouldn't expect me to switch in a Haxorus into a Starmie. So it's going to be really good to hopefully catch those things off guard. I think I am running enough speed to outspeed timid Chandelure. Rock Tomb is going to be really nice just because I can lower the speed of something and then bring something else in to revenge kill it, because I will be faster after the -1 potentially. Aqua Tail is really only for the Donphan. I guess it also hits the Chandelure, but I have Earthquake for that. Earthquake is for the Steelix because it does nice damage to that. Also hits the Muck for pretty good damage. Dragon Claw is just nice stab to deal damage to whatever. But yeah, Haxorus is just really here to deal with Starmie or Chandelure. Very positive he's not going to bring both, because bringing both would be really bad, just because both of them together have a bad matchup, but one or the other isn't entirely too bad. And because of this next Pokemon right here, Destino the Darkrai. Now unfortunately, spoilers, Darkrai literally does nothing in this match, but I do want to keep this set a secret, although I may not bring the same set game 2 if we do possibly play him again, because I don't know how good he is, but if we do face this team again, then I may bring that same set, may not bring that same set, may bring a different set, I don't know, but I don't want to spoil the Darkrai set just in case. So yeah, Darkrai is pretty cool in this matchup just because it outspeeds Chandelure and Starmie and can do a lot of damage to them. Also, Ice Beam for Dragonite is pretty cool if I want to run that. And yeah, just Darkrai is pretty good in this matchup in general. So next off we have Nidoqueen, which is pretty cool because Nidoqueen is always absolutely amazing. This is the best answer that I have for the Tapu Koko because there's no way Koko should be able to KO me. Running dual hazards because once I get rid of Muck, T-Spikes are going to be absolutely amazing in this matchup. Stealth Rocks are a huge must in this game because getting off that 12% damage on the Pheromosa every time it switches in and out is going to be absolutely crucial because Pheromosa, like I said, just absolutely destroys me. So definitely going to be really huge to get rocks up in this match. Also, breaking the multi-scale on the Dragonite is nice. Preventing Koko from pivoting in and out is going to be really good as well. And if he does want to bring in the Chandelure, getting off that 25% is going to be really nice as well. Ice Beam and Earth Power as the two offensive moves. Ice Beam is literally just for the Dragonite, so I can hit it for a super effective hit, and I think actually knock it out after Stealth Rocks if he wants to try and set up in my face. And then Earth Power is just stab and can still do pretty decent damage. Next off we have Girl Scout the Virizion here rocking the awesome quick attack, which I'm really hoping puts in a lot of work because it does about 25 to 30% I think to the Pheromosa, which is going to be very important in this battle. In hindsight, maybe could have put the HPVs in attack EVs, but with those HPVs, I'm able to better switch into my Milotic's Ice Beams, and then I can also just take hits a little bit better if need be. But Giga Drain is a straight to a KO on my Milotic. Close Combat is a straight to a KO on the Muck. HP Ice, I think, knocks out the Dragonite after Stealth Rocks, which is really nice. I did originally, I think, have like Energy Ball Synthesis, but the things I would synthesis on, I can just Giga Drain and gain back HP from anyway. So I think Life Orb is definitely going to be pretty important in this matchup. So Virizion is going to be a pretty nice factor in this game, especially because if I can weaken Pheromosa enough, then I can pick it off with the quick attack. So it's going to be coming in very handy. And then finally off we have Merlin the Mew, which funny enough, this is actually my Muck switch in because I literally have nothing to switch in the Muck outside of, I guess, my Nidoqueen, but I really want to keep my Black Sludge. So the idea is to switch into Mew on the Muck, then burn him with Will-O-Wisp, and then from there just wear it down and just switch in Mew against the Muck because it'll be burned, right? At least that's how I hope things go. He could poison me, which would kind of suck, but maybe the Milotic could Scald Burn me, so that's going to be pretty nice. Bolt Beam coverage hits everything for neutral or super effective damage, so that's really good in this matchup. And then Soft Bolt, of course, is for the recovery, and then Will-O-Wisp, it's just nice to cripple things. So yeah, that is going to be the squad we're bringing for week 1 of the ICBA, guys. Make sure to hammer on that like button down below, and let's get this battle started. Good, pause YouTube. 6foot Hacks here. Happy for you guys today, week 1 of the ICBA. Now, if you may have skipped through the team building portion, gonna take a quick little minute to tell you guys, I want you to answer me 2 questions in the comment section below so I can make these ICBA uploads a lot better for you guys. Would you like me to do these live commentated and do a layout, or would you like me to do them post commentated with the team building video put together? So if I do them live commentated, then the team building and the actual battle will be separately, so it's not together for like an hour. So let me know which option you guys would like more. I'm fine with either one, just want to know which ones you guys would like to see more for future ICBA uploads. We are facing the Alabama Crimson Surf, if I'm not mistaken, coached by Robbie. His channel link and stuff will be down in the description, as well as the ICBA upload and the draft analysis video of the Durham Druddigons. So going into this matchup, again, if you missed the team building portion, Pheromosa, Tapu Koko, and Starmie are absolutely terrifying in this game. Pheromosa is easily the biggest problem going into this match, and if it's Quiver Dance or if it boosts up, then late game it could potentially be very, very hard to handle depending on how he plays with it. So I'm going to be leading off with my Nidoqueen, as he's going to be leading off with the Pheromosa, the biggest threat already off the bat. Now, I wasn't very positive that he would go straight for an Ice Beam turn 1, because there's no way that Pheromosa knocks out Nidoqueen in any one hit. So I was very positive that he was either going to want to hard switch out or go for the U-turn. As it turns out that he's Life Orb. Now the fact that he's Life Orb is actually very, very huge, because now every time Pheromosa comes in, it's going to be taking 12% from Rock's damage and 10% from any move that it goes for, which is absolutely huge, especially for my Virizion. So as he hard switches right into the Starmie, I'm going to switch into my Assault Vest Haxorus, which unfortunately the S is cut off, so I'll probably take off like a little apostrophe between the 5 and the 1 so the S can fit in there. But it's fine because I'm able to chew up this Surf, and expecting him to want to try and switch into the Milotic, because Milotic is really his only switch into my Haxorus, I'm going to pull a double switch into my Pikumuku, and I end up making a mistake here. I play my Pikumuku completely wrong. After seeing the Flame Orb, I kind of just drew a blank, and I really didn't know if he would want to stay in, attack me, or go for the Toxic as he does here. So I thought that maybe he would want to switch out into something that could better deal with Pikumuku, so that's why I Baton Pass. In hindsight, 100% should have gone for the substitute and then gone for the Baton Pass, because then I could have Baton Passed the sub to whatever he potentially switched into my Pikumuku, or if he left in my Milotic, then I would have Virizion behind a substitute, and I could potentially just go for the Giga Drain and 2 KO my Milotic here. Unfortunately though, kind of misplayed Pikumuku like I said, so I'm going to go for the close combat thinking that he would be fearing a Giga Drain, but he actually stays in, scouts out to see if I'm physical or special, and because he's seen close combat, he probably thinks that I have the Leaf Blade, but I am actually a mixed Virizion, so that'll come into play later in the match potentially. As I switch back into my Pikumuku here, I'm thinking, alright, so he didn't switch out initially against my Pikumuku, so there's a chance that he may actually just try and stay in with his Milotic here, because there's a chance this Milotic could have the Dragon Tail, even though yes, it is Flame Orb, and its attack is going to be half. Dragon Tail is just really there for phasing, not doing damage essentially. So if he didn't expect me to substitute with Pikumuku, then he could have Dragon Tailed me out, so I could have potentially ended up behind a sub and then Baton passed that out. But he hard switches right into the Pheromosa, and this is really bad, because if he's got the Bug Buzz, he may be able to knock me out, but I'm going to take him down with me, so I guess it's not entirely too bad. Unfortunately, I am max special defense and max HP, so I live on 9 HP, but I'm going to be able to keep my substitute because of Bug Buzz being a sound move and going through sub, so he technically didn't break my substitute here, which means I have Nidoqueen behind his substitute, which puts a lot of pressure against his team. He has no safe switch into my Nidoqueen. He doesn't know if I'm physically offensive not physically offensive, sorry. He doesn't know if I'm specially offensive or if I'm a defensive Nidoqueen. So he doesn't know if I have Thunderbolt or something to hit his Milotic, which is why I think he brought in Starmie. Just in the off chance that I did have the Thunderbolt for Milotic, I wouldn't 2-hit KO it on the switch-in. This way Starmie could potentially live one hit, then outspeed me and break my substitute. So very good play here on my part. I think Baton passing the sub into Nidoqueen to apply pressure to him. And now that Pheromosa switched out, it's going to be taking another turn of Stealth Rock's damage, which I am going to be able to get on my rocks after I knock out the Starmie here. I'm not sure why he went for the Rapid Spin. I asked him, but he never elaborated on as to why he went for the Rapid Spin. Because I can honestly just get on my rocks here again. As he brings in the Pheromosa, he's going to take 10% again from the Life Orb. And I need this Pheromosa to be at around 30% HP, because that's the only way my Virizion can knock it out with the awesome tech I have. Now, you saw there that he's below 50%, which means as soon as I get on my Stealth Rocks here, next time Pheromosa comes in, it's going to be at around, let's say he's at like 48%. So he's going to be at 36% health, which means after one Life Orb hit, he's going to be 100% in range of where my Virizion will be able to revenge kill him. So that was kind of my thought process right now as he brings in my Milotic. I don't really have a safe switch into my Milotic, so I brought in my Mew hoping that he would burn me, because if he Toxics me, then that's going to be really bad, because my Milotic is just a huge nuisance in this match, and I don't want to hard switch right into my Virizion, which is why I actually predict him to go for the Toxic, and I switch in my Virizion, but he actually pulls a double switch into the Muck, which is a little bit interesting because this tells me his Muck is probably his answer to my Mew, which is actually really good to know now. So I'm going to switch directly on now into my Nidoqueen. I'm physically defensive. I'll be able to live any move he wants to go for. Very positive he wouldn't go for the knockoff because I am a Virizion, as he turns out to have the Gunk Shot instead of the Poison Jab. That is perfectly fine by me, because I'm going to take this chance to predict him to want to switch out, and I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. Honestly, these next two turns were really poorly played on my part, because I didn't fully think on my turn. If I had sat there for an extra couple seconds, it would have dawned on me that, hey, he needs to get off this knockoff on my Nidoqueen, because Nidoqueen is stupidly hard for him to break down. So if I had gone for the Earth Power there, then gone for the Ice Beam this turn, that would have been a much better sequence of plays for me, or also could have switched out, I guess, expecting the knockoff and kept the Black Sludge on my Nidoqueen. But it's fine, because as long as Pheromosa doesn't get a boost, I think I should still be able to live one Ice Beam potentially. So I'm going to switch right into my Haxorus as he brought in the Lilligant on my Earth Power. He misses his first Sleep Powder, but it's 75 accuracy. And then he's going to go for the second one and hit it. Now this is actually really bad, because I did not expect him to bring Lilligant in the first place. So I didn't really prepare for it too well. Luckily though, I am Assault Vest Haxorus with a lot of bulk, which means as long as I don't get really unlucky with sleep turns, Haxorus will be able to save me from getting swept by this Lilligant. So he goes for the Quiver Dance, then goes for the Hidden Power Ice. Judging from the damage, I can maybe live another one, but thankfully Haxorus is going to be able to wake up. I'm not running any attack investment, so Lilligant will be able to live. This is fine though, because he is now in range of where my Virizion can revenge kill this Lilligant. The only downside to me having to bring in my Virizion here though, is that he now knows I have the Quick Attack. And I literally only have Quick Attack on here for that Pheromosa, which again, once he switches into Stealth Rocks and takes one more Life Orb hit, he's going to be in range of where Quick Attack will definitely knock him out, so it's really good. But this also affects how he can play his Pheromosa, which is kind of annoying. So, knock out the Lilligant, don't get swept by that, thankfully. As in comes a Tapu Koko. Obviously, I don't want to take a Brave Bird, I don't want to take a Dazzling Gleam, I don't want to take anything from this Koko, so I'm going to sack off my Pyukumuka here, which shouldn't be shiny. Actually, the fact that it's shiny kind of annoys me. But down goes the Pyukumuka, getting off a whole 9 points of innards out damage to the Koko. That is fine though, because now I get a free switch back into my Nidoqueen. There is literally no move Tapu Koko can do that will knock out my Nidoqueen at this high amount of HP. So he's going to be forced to go for the U-turn. I did more or less expect him to just want to do that. Even if he wanted to stay in and go for the Hidden Power Ice, like I said, no way he would have knocked me out with any one hit, and Tapu Koko is not one of his Z-move mons. So I'm pretty much free here to go for the Earth Power, do a decent like 15-20% to the incoming Milotic, but thanks to the 12% from Rocks and to the 6% from Burn, he is in a very tough spot as to where he can either sack off my Lodic to get off some damage on my Nidoqueen or my Switch-In, or he can go for the recover. And I do expect him to want to go for the recover, trying to preserve this Milotic as I bring back in my Virizion. He probably thinks I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade, but no, I am max special attack, Life Orb with Giga Drain, and I'm going to be able to cleanly 2-hit KO this Milotic. So I'm kind of happy I didn't reveal Giga Drain to him earlier in the match, because this was a perfect scenario of where he stayed in thinking I was physical, and I'm going to be able to 2-hit KO him with the Giga Drain. After the burn damage, he's actually in range of where Rocks is going to knock him out, so I literally lose nothing and just going for Giga Drain. I thought about going for the close combat here because I thought that he maybe would want to try and switch into his Muck. Luckily though I don't, and I'm going to be able to go for the Giga Drain, get off a solid like 25-30% on the Koko, which is pretty awesome. So now if I can weaken this Koko a little bit more, I can actually put it in range of where Quick Attack from Virizion is going to knock it out. So that's really awesome. As I switch directly into my Mew, I'm not sure why he hard switched right into a Tapu Koko. Honestly, I don't think that's entirely game changing, but if he had let me knock out my Lodic, he would have been able to bring in Tapu Koko here to set up his electric terrain, and then he might have been able to beat my Mew 1v1. So I don't know if him switching directly into Koko there on my Giga Drain from Virizion was really the best play for him to make. Is it game changing? I don't really know. You guys can kind of decide that when the match comes to an end. But because I'm very positive I can still live any one hit that this Koko wants to go for, just gonna go for the softball and literally lose absolutely nothing in doing so as he brings in the Muck. This is probably like best case scenario for my Mew, because I'm faster than this Muck, I'm physically defensive, and also have the Cobra Berry. As long as I don't miss Will-O-Wisp, which thankfully I don't because Mew is well trained, this knockoff from Muck is going to do nothing. So I burn him, get my Cobra Berry, and I think he only did like 20 points of damage, which is kind of funny, because Muck does hit pretty hard, but luckily the way he was playing it here, I was able to burn it and just really neutralize it, as I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. Don't want to reveal to him my other coverage move just yet because I may need it later. And it turns out that he's got the Figgy Berry, which is slightly annoying just because it's going to be a little bit harder to take down this Muck. But it's really not game changing in the slightest, because with Muck being burned and it having not a form of getting rid of the burn, it really is not going to be doing anything in this match. So I'm going to switch into my Nidoqueen here, hoping that he would just try and go for the knockoff. That way I could get up a layer of T-Spikes, so I could Toxic the Tapu Koko and I could Toxic the Pheromosa, putting them in range of where my Virizion could guarantee knock them out. But he actually just sacks off his Milotic as he brings in the Pheromosa, takes that very crucial 12%, and now I'm 99.9% sure he's going to go for the Ice Beam. So I'm going to do what the cool kids say, and I'm going to read him and switch directly into my Darkrai, knowing that an Ice Beam isn't going to knock me out. He's going to take that extra Life Orb hit, and then he's going to take another Life Orb hit to knock out my Darkrai, putting him in range of where Rocks will knock him out, or put him in range of where one final Life Orb hit after Rocks will knock him out. So he does get a freeze on my Darkrai. Unfortunately, week 1 Darkrai literally does nothing, but not entirely, because those 2 Life Orb recoil damages on Pheromosa are absolutely huge, because now I bring in Virizion. I have the Quick Attack. I am Life Orb. This thing is at about 20% HP. No chance he's going to switch or survive this Quick Attack. And guys, Virizion getting a kill on Pheromosa with Quick Attack. 2 Quick Attack kills in 1 league battle. When are you ever going to see that? Hammer on that like button, guys, just for that, because taking down a Pheromosa with the Quick Attack is always a great feeling. So in comes Tapu Koko. This is where I wish I had some attack EVs, because I could have definitely knocked him out here, or if I got off a little bit more chip damage, I would have knocked him out, and then Virizion could have actually cleaned up. Unfortunately though, that is not the case, as he knocks me out. He is luckily in range of where Rocks are going to knock him out, and he actually told me after the match that he was Assault Vested, so that explains why he maybe didn't try and go for a Roost here, even if he did have it. And this is where him switching in earlier on my Virizion might have not mattered, because if he's Assault Vest and Giga Drain did like 30%, then this super effective Stab, Sheer Force boosted Earth Power should have definitely knocked out Tapu Koko at around like 40-ish% HP. So even without that Giga Drain damage, I don't really think the match was game-changing, as in comes his Muck. This is his last Pokemon. Muck can literally do nothing to beat my Nidoqueen or beat my final Mon, which I think is Mew. So Nidoqueen here going to finish off the match, and week 1 the Durham Druddigons are going to pull out a victory in the ICBA. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this awesome week 1 battle. Hammer on that like button down below, guys, and let me know about how you would like future battles to be done. Would you like them to be live commentated with the team building video done separately, or would you like me to do post-com with the team building video together? So hey guys, really appreciate it if you guys could let me know in the comment section below which one y'all would like more. With all that being said, I will see you tomorrow. Later guys, thank you all for watching.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.